I'm going to talk about lures and tactics I use to catch trout. Where I'm located, cutthroat and rainbow trout are very abundant in the local lakes, Lake Washington and Lake Samammish, and very abundant across the state of Washington. This information might be useful for you if you're new to fishing or you want to get some ideas from different people. All right, we're looking at the baits that I'd recommend for cutthroat trout fishing in Lake Washington Samammish. This is over the course of a couple of decades fishing these lakes and others in the region. This is why I recommend these lures based on that experience. First of all, spoons are going to be my primary source for lures, and anything between the 2 and 3 inch range seems to be good. I'll give you some examples on brands. Lake Erie Walleye Candy, Lure Jensen Crocodile Spoon. Another one, Little Cleo. I really like the action on those. Lake Erie Walleye Candy, Dick Knight, or that's Dick Knight, and that's a Little Cleo. Color never seemed to matter most to me, but luck seemed to bring the bigger fish with this rainbow trout color. Inline spinners, these could be useful for putting some night crawler or something else tipped on there. I've actually had best luck with this one here with the green bead on it. I think somebody made those and gave them to me more than 10 years ago. Plugs. Mag lips 3.0 and smaller. This isn't a mag lip, but Yakima Bait sells this is real small. It's worth noting that Pro-Troll makes some lures and very similar to this, and they're good as well. Rapala jointed minnow. The flicker shad is probably one of the best plugs. I really like this color too. Only problem with these Brad's Wigglers and the related lure I'd call to this is the wigglewort. This front hook always seems to get caught up in the bill or into whatever snap lock you place on there, or your line. Hope that's helpful. Now I'll talk briefly about how I like to use these baits, these lures. It's pretty simple. I've said before, I'll troll between the surface of the water and 20 feet down between October and maybe mid to late May is the best time of trout fishing in Lake Washington Samammish where I'm at. What I like to do is troll them between 1.5 and 3 miles an hour. Usually at about 1.5 to 2 is where I've had the most success. There are some lures, if you troll them too fast, especially certain plugs, they like to roll on their side and you kind of lose the action in the way the lure is designed to work. So you just need to understand that. Focus on areas where you see fish activity near the surface, where you see bait activity on the sonar. I showed an example of that bait activity on the sonar and some bait fish in my local lake earlier in this video. Now I'll talk about some areas. First, I'll say again, these trout could be anywhere in the lake. It's true. But pay attention to points, major points in the lakes, and any kind of creek that flows into the lake could bring in nutrients or food. So take those ideas and that information and do what you want with it. The most important thing is putting in your time to catch fish.